Hello everyone, this channel is all about showing how I make money selling cash secured puts as well as covered calls, mostly on the leveraged products. Let's get straight into the business and make some money. First, let me tell the story from the last week. I had a covered call on a TSLL and that got assigned and the shares are taken away at 11.50 even though the stock price at $22 as of now. That was the downside of selling covered calls. Of course, I don't have a lot of regret. Of course, I'm disappointed that I could have made a lot more profit compared to what I got now. But my plan at the time of this trade was to give up on the shares. So I'm happy with that. I don't have a lot of regrets, but definitely there is a downside of covered calls. Normally, when the stock shoot up, that's a moment of celebration. But if we have covered call, we cannot really celebrate it because we are not making as much profit as holding the stock or selling the stock compared to writing the covered call. So anyway, that was a quick story. It's a little bit of disappointment, but the trade executed as I planned. So I am happy with that. So now looking at the Bitcoin and the Tesla, they are not stopping anywhere and I don't think they are going to stop anytime in the nearby future. Of course, there will be some pullback at some point, but it doesn't look like it's going to come anytime soon. So I want to switch the gears and play the game a little bit different. I have been researching on this Bitcoin and Tesla over the weekend and I see a lot of momentum still building up. Of course, the Tesla already went too high, but the momentum is still building up. It's not going to stop anywhere. And same thing with the bit. With that, I changed the game and I actually bought TSLL and BITX over the weekend on the 24-hour market on Robinhood. So looking at BITX, I put a limit order at 44 over the weekend and that got executed. Over the weekend means yesterday night, which is basically Sunday night. This got executed at 44 and the stock is keep going up, which is really good. I already made $300 here. So in my new game, I'm going to play with covered calls instead of cash secured puts. That is the reason I bought these stocks. So now I'm going to write covered calls. Normally, I will be very aggressive on covered calls because, as I have been telling, I don't have any intention of holding these leveraged products. The reason I chose leveraged products for my trading are these products are meant for trading and the option premiums are always high because they are 2x and 3x leveraged. But as the stock is going up, the cash secured puts are not very attractive. Of course, if I go with higher strike prices like 45 or 44, let me switch to sell put. Yeah, if I go with the higher prices, I can still make about $100, which is not really bad, but why I need to sell these cash secured puts, wait for 1 week at high strike prices and get only a little. So with that, I'm changing the gears. I'm going with covered calls, especially as the momentum is still building up. I want to play covered calls for the short term. Again, I still don't have any intention of holding these stocks in the long term. So maybe next couple of months I can start playing covered calls. Then eventually I will write aggressive covered calls to get rid of these shares. With that, let's take a look at the covered calls. So sell, call that are expiring this week. I don't really have the intention of losing the shares as quickly as possible in the nearby future, at least in next 2 months. I don't have intention of losing these shares. I think the Bitcoin is going to keep climbing up for next couple of months until it reach its peak. So till that point, I don't have the intention of losing them. That's why I'm going with a little bit conservative here. Normally, I could write, since I bought the stock at 44, I could write covered calls at 46, 47, or at the max 50. But now, since I don't have the intention of losing the shares in nearby future, I'm going to go with 55. If it hits 55 by end of this Friday, I will lose these shares, but that's a nice capital gain, so I'm okay with that. Looking at the bid range, I see 72 80 cents. So let me put 75 and review the order and place it. And it got filled. Alright, now switching to TSLL. I bought a TSLL again on Sunday night at 2090. Now it is 22, so that's a nice gain overnight. And I'm going to write covered calls on TSLL as well. Sell, call that are expiring this Friday. Again, I'm going a little bit conservative here. Wow, look at these premiums. They are super juicy. So if I put 25 by end of this Friday, actually let me put 26, going much conservative. The story with Tesla is also same. So I think it's going to go up or stay here. I don't think it is going to go back. With that I have hopes that TSLL will also. It might not go up, but at least it will stay here. But in case it goes up, I need some capital gain. So with that, I'm going 26. Looks like that is the max we can do here. I don't see any more options. The max strike price is 26 for this Friday. So I'm going with that. Continue. And it is already giving me 77. That is really good. To review, submit. Okay, it's placed, but it's not filling up. It's been a while. I have been waiting. Looks like there is a slight pullback on Tesla. Basically, there is a pullback on TSLL. So the bid has changed from 66 to 68. So let me replace the order and go with, that's okay. I'm losing a couple of dollars here, but that's fine. I'll go with 66, submit. All right, it got filled. Now I have covered calls on both TSLL and BITX. So while that is good, now I'm going back to TSLL again because I want to sell some cash secured puts if I have enough money. So in order to buy the stock, I have nearly 4,000, but if I want to sell cash secured puts, I have 2,700. Let's see if I can get better premium on any of the good strike prices. Cash secured puts that are expiring this Friday. If I look at $18, that is giving me 40 cents, not very attractive. $19 is 62, which is basically 3%. 3% returns in a week seems good, so I'll go with it. So I'm selling cash secured puts at the $90 strike price, keeping $1,900 as collateral. This looks good, so I'm submitting it. All right, now going back to the portfolio. Now I have a mix of calls and puts with TSLL and BITX, and there are two options that are expiring this week. One is SOXL and one is BITX $26 strike price. I think these are going to expire worthless. SOXL is coming down. Looks like there is an opportunity here, but I don't have enough buying power. Otherwise, I would definitely go with SOXL. But for now, I will just wait and watch what happens with my current contracts. But if SOXL stays here, I might sell cash secured puts. Now I'm going to check if I can roll this SOXL to a little bit higher price, but keep the same time frame and see if I get any money. I don't think it will come all the way to $27. I don't think it will even come under $30. But let's see. Keep the same expiration date and go from 27 to 28. I'm getting $10 here. This is not bad. This is definitely tempting, but I don't think I should take risk just for $10. I'll just leave it here. Alright, that's it for today. See you in the next video.